Okay, we're back in Derail Valley for another video. It's been a bit again, I know, and it's currently super late at night, which always seems to be how we start these things. It's always dark in the Derail Valley, but that's okay because, we're going to get this train together and moving. All right, so this is the plan for this video. We've got 3 jobs, all going to Harbor and Town. So we're going to double all of that together. I think it basically includes this track of cars with rails on them. And then like this track over here. It's all flat cars, but they're all going to Harbor and Town, and we're going to take them there. I had them, what happened here? Did they all disappear? Oh, I hope they didn't disappear. Let's see. There, we got one for 40,000. Gonna lay him down right over, if I can remember what the key was. There it is. R. That's the key. No, I don't want that one. Yeah, you go over there. This one I want. You go into this little pile, and then that's the other one right here. I like saved this, and I was gonna plan to do it, and then so I've reset everything. And then is this going to? Oh, no, because City West is not City South, which is what I'm thinking. There's City West is over here, City South. Yeah, so that's not on the way. City South would have been okay. We could have done that one. Because I don't think I've been to the coal mine yet. But yeah, that's not going to work. It's fine. We're not going to be greedy. We're just going to take these 3 jobs, this is already a lot of money right here. A lot of money on the table. Literally and figuratively. And we're going to take these, and we're going to go to the harbor with them. So, got one of them. Can I just, okay, yeah, perfect. And then 3. And then because I just quick grabbed those things, let's just make sure I got the right ones. That would be bad. Do I have any fees? No. Cool. Okay, so we got our jobs. Let's get that cred organized right now. So let's see. I don't really need that at the moment. This. Ooh, what is this? Let me. What's this? Why do I have this? No, I don't want that either. Let's set that back down. Okay, I took that with me by mistake. I'm glad I didn't run that through the orders, but anyway, so I should have 3 of these. Let's see. Okay, so we got B6, B1, that's this track, B4. That's a lot of cars in that track. Wow. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so we're going to double them up that way. I guess we can, like, teleport to the... I don't know. There we go. Those are our engines, and I'm thinking we don't need the other DE6. We just need the first one to do this. So we could probably just keep this thing offline. We'll just go up in here and... Let's see. If I need it, I guess I can always get it going later on. It's just going to kind of travel with us for now. Because even with 3 tracks of like heavy steel, I don't think that that's actually... Oops, I don't want to do that. I think we can just like... okay. Open, please. Am I like in this... Yeah, I'm like in the squatting position right now. Can I like undo you? Why won't you go? Go. There we go. Because air brake should still work even if this thing is just like completely dead. Yeah. Because it's basically like what railroad people call boxcar mode. at that point. We're just going to jump down because we can. No one's going to tell us no, so. Okay. We're good there. I guess if I had a flashlight. If I had a flashlight, that would help. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Do a little walk around. And brake. Okay, so may as well go back up and get this engine started while we're here. It shuts off like automatically when you go to turn in your orders. So if you leave it idling, it's just going to turn itself off anyway, and like the brakes get cut out. Oops. This engine's dirty and rusty. My gosh. And in this flashlight don't work very well either. Ugh. At least there's no oil on the floor. Yeah, maybe a little bit of oil droplets right there, huh? Yeah, but whatever. Okay. So, all right, we got that done. Can slam that shut aggressively as possible. And then just, yeah. Okay, so we know what tracks we need to grab out of. That's going to be B1, B4, B6. So we're just, this is B4. We know where B1 is at, and then B6 is, well, it's that track right there, probably. 598, CFF 598. So that's B6. Yeah, okay, cool. So, all right, we got the brake line cut in. Close that up. We can go forward a tad here, and then that way we can go back into B1 and grab that stuff. Here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna use the little paper right here to do these things. So let's see. Steel mill, B yard. We want to make sure we're going to B1, so that has to go, that has to go. Okay, that's a straight shot to B1 without having to mess around with too much. All right, so reverse. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this one, I think. That way we save. We have our remote pack that we can use, but we're going to need that remote pack once we start making the next two doubles. So, kind of works out to just save it as much as possible. All right, I want to slow down just a tiny bit so that we kind of coast. I want to get a little bit slower than that. I kind of just want to coast into it. Yeah, that's a good speed, I guess. There we go. All right, all right. Brakes on. And then we can get out of the cab and walk down to go get everything buttoned together. Okay, climbing down and then teleporting a whole car length to see that we are not connected whatsoever. We bumped into it, and that means that when we bumped into it, because we stopped, we were coasting and we stopped, that means that these cars rolled. That's a bug that needs to get fixed, man, because like if you have handbrakes on the cars, you should get some resistance. Like they shouldn't just be free rolling when you bump into them, even if it was rather aggressively or not. I don't think it was. I don't. Yeah, now I need the remote pack. Goodness. Okay, well, we'll just do this as quickly as we can to Save on battery life. Okay, don't roll on me, please. Thank you. It wants to roll. Gotta get that coupler. Yeah. I feel like that's a bug that needs to get fixed. You know, this would... The way that this gets solved is if you have the knuckle couplers instead. Which is available. You can get that on the mods. I could do that. The only mod that I have is the one that you just saw me use, which is the remote control being enabled for the DE6. So, because that was originally, when the DE6 came out, you could do that. But then the developers, like, took that option away for some reason, which, like, I don't think it makes much of a challenge to... They said that it was because they wanted the DE6 to be more of a, like, an over-the-road, and you would, you know, utilize the smaller engines instead to... Can I climb? I lost the ability to climb. I want to keep moving. Okay. Whoa. How did that go the wrong way? I thought I had the reverser the right way, huh? No? I gotta go -1 on the reverser, apparently. Okay. Yeah, that's right, I did use that. I did. And you're not gonna make me feel bad for using it. Okay. There we go. Now we're going in the right direction. Again, not using the remote just because the battery thingy on there. I don't know if there is or not, but like if there was like a battery extender or something, I would absolutely get that. Because I love using that remote. And then we need to go to, not to B2, but we need to go over past these ore cars. Because our next track is going to be right there in B4. It looks like more rail going out. So, like, conceivably, this rail is being produced here at the steel mill, and then it's, I guess, like, being exported? Because it's going, like, to the harbor. Like, I mean, it could be used for, like, Derail Valley or DVRT business, but just the fact that it's going to the harbor kind of makes it seem like it's, you know, getting exported out. Because it is a lot of rail. And that's just me trying to, like, you know, put a story behind it all. I think that should be good. Again, I did that just to kind of... Just like that, we're going to jump off and teleport down. Okay, so we got to get to the B4. That's this track. Got that lined up. We're not too far, so that's not... It's not too bad. We're going to hop on this last car and pull up our remote. I'm going to come off the brake. I'm going to give it way too much throttle. That has to be... That's my tendency to... Too much throttle and too much brake. There is no in between. But I still do pretty good as far as like coupling and not breaking stuff. So, you know, honestly, the results are the same. So, you know, you can be all professional if you want and feather the brake and be sparing on the throttle. But, you know, you're basically gonna... We're getting the same results. So who's having more fun, me or you? That's what I want to know. That was really tough. That was a... Yeah, we're gonna... Yeah, like, don't do that. Like, that should not happen. That should not happen. Come on. All right. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get that. What am I doing? My gosh. Okay. We're hooked up. Air hoses together. Air in. Got the air cut in. Handbrake off. Apparently, I needed way more handbrakes than that, so. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back up on this car this time. And we're way over there right now. The switches are already set in the right spot, so I'm not too concerned about going the wrong way. I'm going to go ahead and start moving forward. That way for just a second. I think as long as it's not out, then it's not like it's not burning calories, and we'll keep the battery juices stored away for when we do need them. We need to get over to B. That was B4 that we just grabbed. Oh, that scared me for a second. No, yeah, this is B4. We need to go to B6, which is that track. So we basically just go over 2 tracks here. I'm going to hop off once we get to the switch that leads us into that. Probably get that switch lined now anyway. And right here looks like the spot. And then I can also come off the... Oops, I really messed that up. I don't know where I'm at now. I pressed the F key when I wasn't supposed to, so... Like, I'm completely lost. I don't know where I'm at now. I'll have to brake a little bit here. Got a lot of momentum because of how heavy this stuff is, so... Which, we still only have one DE6 running right now, and it's handling it just fine. So, that's great. We're good. I think we're probably past where we need to be. I really need like a flashlight so I can see what the heck's going on there. It's rolling, but it is stopping. And actually no, that was perfect then, huh? Did we stop it right? Oh, no! Oh, we were so close. Oh my gosh, we were right there. One like truck length and we would have been past the oh. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna just a little bit of throttle, just like that, and that should be good. I wish I could see what's going on. We're just gonna hope for the best. Yeah. Like I can't even. I need a head like a headset. So yeah, we're good to go. Then that takes us into B6, which is where we want to go. Let me just hop right on the car. We need to go reverse. Oh, now we're struggling. Now we're struggling. I think we went the wrong way. I think I missed a switch. Yeah, that switch there is like taking us towards... Oh, yeah, we're struggling now. Oh, no. Okay. That's not good. But we're still making it okay. We're still making it all right. We're moving slow, but we are moving. I think we can do this, but we're going to have to come back off that switch once we get back over to... Yeah, we went way over there, huh? We went up towards... Okay, the traction motors are heating up, so I gotta back off the throttle a little bit. Dang it. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, we're gonna fix that. It's always something. And like, I went through the trouble of making sure that wasn't gonna be a problem, but, you know, here it is. And we're almost out of battery. We just need to make it like that much more to get to the other cut of cars here. And then after that, we're going to like back up to clear that switch, which is going to require... That's fine. We're doing all right so far. Yeah. Yeah, probably. This thing's going to be toasted by the end. This DE6 is going to go into Harbor and Town and just smoking. Okay. I don't think they realize I have attention deficit. Like I can't focus like this. I can't sit here and focus on this like this. This is too much. We are picking up a little bit of speed right now, so I do think that like I think we're coming off whatever grade we were like shoving up. I think we're coming off of it now, which is good, and we're also getting... Oh, we're down to the last bar on the battery, so we just need to make this connection, and then we should be fine. We just need to make this connection. Okay. Will you just not... Oh, thank goodness. Okay, cool. Let's quickly get those coupler doodads put together. Okay. Come on. Cut the air in, and then hope that the handbrake's on this side, which it should be. If we were responsible, we would go check the switches at the other end, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to shove past, because we have everything together now. We have all 3 tracks. I'm going to teleport up to the head end. Whoa. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to, like, move up to the head end right now. Because we absolutely started walking like... Yeah, I think we're going towards the... Can't see anything with that. Okay. Let's climb up here. Alright. Why isn't there a cab light on this side? Or is there, and I just can't see it? I can't see. The flashlight don't work in here at all. There we go. Yeah, why isn't there a cab light on this side? Like, the guy over here just... Well, there is no seat, but... In theory, he sits in the dark, so... Okay, let me check the map, because we went the wrong way. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we went the wrong way. We are going towards the farm area, and we need to go the other way, so we need to back this train up. Which we're going to do. We're going to do blindly. I hit the wrong key. Okay. Let me climb back in the cab where I was at. Okay. There we go. Now we can do this. So we need to back up. We need to get ourselves lined onto the right track. And then after that, we can start moving forward towards the harbor. Okay, cool. So we need a little bit of sand for this, I think. I refuse to get that other DE6 online. But this is going to take forever if we... Because, I mean, we're actually right at the Y, I think, right now. So it's not too much of a backup move, right? Like, we should be... I can't see anything. I just... That flashlight does not... I mean, actually, it does a pretty good job here, but we just need to back up, like... We're not too far, I don't think. So... Yeah, like, the other track's got to be, like, right around this corner, so... I don't think we're too far. We're struggling though. Like, I'm kind of concerned, like, is this going to be a tough move going back up the, because there's a grade that comes out the other way too, going towards Harbor Town, that we're going to have to face as well. This is an uphill grade though. I'm pretty sure that the other one's a... I'm pretty sure that the other one's a... No, I take that back. So the way we leave town, this would be downhill because we're shoving uphill going into town. There's the other track. Okay, so that's the one we want. That's the main line to, like, City West, I think. I don't know what you want to call it, but, like, that's the main line to City West, and then... Man, this one DE6 is handling all of this. That's great. Cool. Okay, so... Yeah, early morning, and we are finally making our way... We're finally going to be making our way towards Harbor. Which is a good time, I guess, because now we can enjoy the scenery on the way. Okay, so we got all of our tracks doubled together. We've got a pretty big train going to Harbor in Town from the steel mill, and we are going to hop on board and get this train on the move. It is, yeah, it's starting to get a little bit more lighter outside. It's a little cloudy, which was to be expected because we were supposed to get some early morning precipitation, which looks like it's already starting. And that's perfect timing because we can now cozy up into this cab, get the doors closed, and we can get on our way to Harbor in Town. So let's see here. We're going to make sure we're in the forward position. Come up on that throttle and then back off the brake. Here we go. Also, probably going to go ahead and throw that sander on because this is going to be a climb coming up out of, yeah, 0.6% grade going up, which is, I don't know why that just happened, but we're going to go ahead and try to throttle out without burning our traction motors here. So I want to get as much momentum going as I possibly can. Without burning the traction motors, and I think we're doing okay. We're starting to redline on the amps a little bit. We're just going to pay close attention to that, but also I really want to get that speed up because we're rated for 100 kilometers per hour right through here, and I want to get up to, we're not going to get anywhere near close to that, but if I could get to like 40, I'd be happy. I don't think that's going to be possible, but we're certainly going to try here. I want to get as much momentum as I can going up this grade. We got one DE6 online. We have two total. The other one's just sort of in boxcar mode right now. And let's see here. I think maybe we're going to hope for 20 at this point. Just going to hope that we get about half of what we were originally going for. I think 40 is a very solid, safe speed to be at on this. I think your good travel range is going to be between 40 and 60. That's going to help you slow down when you need to on the tight curves and all that, which kind of just seemingly come up with little warning. Doing good so far, actually. I'm kind of proud of this single DE6 for handling. We got a lot of tonnage behind us. 3 tracks. 3 very long tracks of stuff. Yeah, there we go. I was expecting to get that warning, so we're getting there, but now it's going to be up 1.8%, so we're even going to be going to be in more of a challenge. And while that's going on, I want to check our switch positions coming out of here. So let's see. That's good. That's good. 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 Okay. Because I messed up with that last switch that was taking us towards the farm area. But it was because I checked the broader system schematic, and I was throwing the switches on that panel, but I was not looking at the steel mill yard switches. Then that's where that switch fell under, was the local area switching. So oh, we're redlining now. I'm gonna come off that throttle just a tiny bit. Like, it's not worth killing the engines over. And if I really have to, I can get that other DE6 online. I just really wanted to see how this single DE6 would handle, which is pretty good so far. I can see we're coming off the speed a little bit. We're just going to kind of play with this throttle a tiny bit. And then if I have to, I will go start that other engine. It's going to be just sort of a little bit of a slow crawl here at first. Goodness gracious. Okay, yeah. All right, we're redlining a lot. Can I keep it moving? All right, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna get the other one going. Where's the thingy at? Way up here. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I gotta get all the stuff. Gotta get all the stuff going. Yeah, we're definitely struggling with that one unit, so we're gonna get the other one online. Yeah, I know. I can hear the little buzzer going off. Ugh. It's fine. We tried. No. Come on. Things aren't this hard in real life. Like, that engine should immediately kick in. And it did, which is great. Okay, so close the door. It stopped raining. It stopped raining out. So that was a quick rainstorm, and we're gonna go ahead and cheat. We have to, like, do this, like, weird, like, Spider-Man move to get over to the other side. Okay, so we probably have the power we need now to get up this hill. I was not cutting it for whatever reason. We're still redlining, but I feel like we should be able to come off the throttle now a little bit. So what's going on, I think, is that this one is dead. This one's dead, I'm guessing, is that this one's not running at all because it's redlined, and it's the other DE6 now that's doing it. The result, I guess, is just that, you know, we're going to go up the same speed as if I had got the other one started and I had built some momentum, we probably wouldn't have been in such a bind, but we are. I wonder, is there any way I can isolate this engine? I don't think that works that way. Like, I can't, like, make it where this engine's not doing a lot of work. I guess I could if I, like, were to un-MU the two engines together and run them separately, but I don't want to do that. That's more work. I've seen another YouTuber, Squirrel, do that, where he, like, had a remote. He used his remote for the other engine, which is, you know, that's a way to do it. He was really thinking about, like, the money aspect and saving every little penny that he could. I took a little bit of, oh, goodness, hold on. I have two cats that are fighting. I have a kitten that we just got the other day, and she's starting to settle in now. When I say by like a day, like it's been like a month now, but we got a kitten, and then we have an older cat, which is, he's trying to like set his dominance, and so he's kind of being a little aggressive with her sometimes, and so there's a lot of drama going on right now, let's just put it that way, and I'm doing my best to play referee with that. And it's a combination of okay, we're coming off a little bit here, so I think we're gonna make it just fine. It's just this crawl has been a challenge, because this lead DE6 is just kind of cut out on us, and so that's the rear DE6 now doing all the work, and I think this one's going to start coming back up a little bit right when we don't need it anymore, because the trouble was that grade coming out of the steel mill. Like you can see, we've gained a lot of height. That was where we were pointed towards before, which was the farm area, but now that we're like past that, I think we're doing it now. We're doing okay. It's just a super heavy train. And yeah, like Squirrel, he was very much into like making sure that everything was, you know, he was just using what he needed to get by to save as much money as possible. I, on the other hand, I'm not worried about that as much, so even though I try to take a little bit of a lesson out of his book, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do it my way, which is just run all the power, just let it all run. And you know, the gains are going to be way more than, well more than offset the costs at this point. So we got a good switch, got plenty of time to react if we didn't at this moment. So looks like we got a 50 coming around this curve here, and then I think after this curve, I think there's a tighter curve when we make our next turn. That's going to be like a 40, so we don't have to worry about that whatsoever, obviously, but whatever, you know, just little thought, just some thoughts here. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning now. It's, I guess the weather kind of tapered off, which is great, so it's going to be a beautiful day, it looks like, and I love it because, you know, like I say, Derail Valley has a vibe to it. There's just a vibe to this game that I just really love, and it just keeps bringing me back to it. I think our traction motor troubles are behind us, which is great. If I can just manage this train and also manage the animal drama that's like going on behind me right now, I think we'll be good. We're gonna be doing just fine. The little kitten's running around now. She's doing laps around the house, so I'm kind of like paying attention to that, and I'm also trying to pay attention to what I'm doing here. It looks like the next switch up there is good, and what the heck is all this? Ew. It looks like growth came up over the tracks or whatever, almost like a mudslide happened, and then we just haven't, there's like not a single train has been through since like the mudslide, and it's, you know, had time for vegetation to grow on it and all that. That's just kind of crazy looking. Clearly like maybe a glitch in the game. I don't think they meant to do it that way, but it's all good. Yeah, so we got another 5. We're also going to start going downgrade now. I think that we could probably be done with the sander at this point. We're still probably going upgrade with a lot of that stuff, which is why the speed isn't picking up too much, because while our head end might be starting to point downwards, our rear end is still going to be climbing up that grade, so we're still fighting that. The tail end is still fighting the gravity's trying to pull it back towards the steel mill. Is that a good switch? That's a great question. And that's not the right panel for this. Yeah, we're good. That's the... Oops. Messed that up. That's a good switch still, so we're okay. Sometimes these junctions just kind of blend together and it's just hard to tell where you're at. We're on level grade and we're moving up, so we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to speed up. So I'm not going to come off the throttle just yet. Okay, hold on real quick. I know. Here, go over here. There you go. I made the kitten a little bed on my computer desk. I'm sure this won't ever become a thing, but hopefully she takes a little nap because she just had a little energy burst. Okay. Speed's picking up a little bit. We're doing good there. It looks like speed gets a little bit faster as we move here, so that's good. For some reason, I don't know if it's just the current setting of where I'm at, or if it feels like one of those days right now in Derail Valley where it looks very nice and pretty outside, but it's actually really cool and like crisp. Like that's the feeling I get right now. That's what it seems to me with that rain this morning, and then sun's coming out a little bit, but it's still kind of cloudy out. So at the moment we're doing about 50 and we're rated for 8 through here, so we're just going to go ahead and keep cruising along. That's just fine. Like I said, there's a comfortable speed to kind of run between your origin and destination. You don't really have to. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could go faster, but you don't really have to. It's not going to hurt you too bad. So now it looks like we're picking up speed a little bit, so I'm going to start coming off that throttle. Gotta start paying attention here because we may have a junction coming up pretty quickly now. Yeah, we're coming up to the goods. Like this, basically, this next switch takes us towards the goods factory, which we're not going to. We're going towards the harbor, and our switches should be good. I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm just going to trust that it's all good, and I'm not going to, verify. I'm just going to go with that. So you can do 60 through here. Yeah, I'm going to come off the throttle because I think we're going to be going a little bit slower than that once we get up here. I think the speed comes down a tiny bit. I see water droplets on the windshield again, which means it's going to start raining again. That's not what I wanted. I guess that does tell me my speed, though. Let's see. And we're good. It doesn't feel like we should be good. Like, this doesn't feel like a safe speed to be going through a tunnel in that switch right there, but yeah, it is. That's what it says. In fact, I can go faster. So, yeah, 35 is what we're doing. So I could always look over here at this. Yeah. And that says we're doing 40. So I can come up a little bit more on the throttle now, which I will do. And then, oh, there we go. So that just kind of came up on us. I should have been paying attention to those little arrows, and I wasn't. But we got the dynamic brake going, and that should help control our speed just a tiny little bit. I'll put on a slight brake application just to make sure we don't go too fast around this curve. Because I think it gets much tighter right here. I wouldn't want to go over the edge, that's for sure. Dump a bunch of steel in the river? No. No thank you, not today. I think I'm gonna stay, and I don't want to idle. Okay, I'm gonna come off and I'll go back into throttle. I'll go back into throttle and I'll just kind of bring it up a tiny bit here, but I think we don't want to go too crazy with the throttle just because we're kind of going through a lot of curves right now. What's our speed? 44? Doing okay? Or is it? Is it 44? Yeah, it is. It's 44. It's going up a little bit, so I'll put it back into dynamics just to be safe. I could just be following the signs too. The signs tell you what's going on. A neat shot right there. We'll go ahead and take a screenshot. Actually, maybe we'll wait till the sun comes out right... maybe right here? Okay, I'll take it. I'm not the best at taking screenshots anyways, but... doing alright. We're still doing okay. We're going 45. Man, that's just a straight drop. That is a straight drop right there. Oh, that would be tough. That'd be a tough one to go down. Okay, we got a downhill grade right now. It's 1.5% downhill, and then we were rated at 80, so obviously that's not terrible. We could probably, if we wanted to, put it in notch 1 and just kind of roll down this hill. I think notch 1 at this point is pretty much just keeping the couplers stretched a little bit, not gaining too much speed. We're coming up to, I believe, this next one is this is the turn we take towards... the actual harbor, so we're getting close, and I think we need to slow down a little bit into this. This is where my operating style really shows itself, because, you know, we're reacting to everything. But I think this is okay. This is we're screaming around this curve, but I don't think it was enough to put us over. Hopefully not. We won't come off too much on that dynamic because we do go basically downhill into the harbor here. And then that comes up to our next big challenge, which is going to be figuring out how do we get all these cars distributed, because they're not all going to the same track. I will have to look and see how this is going to play out, because there's going to be, hopefully it's not going to all different places. Like, if it was all going to the same yard, that would be great. That's like, you know, that's the preferred scenario, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. I mean, it's all steel, right? Like, it maybe we'll go all to the same place. Like, same, at least general yard. Like, can we get the E yard? That'd be great. I want to get one more screenshot, like, with this view. I really like this cab view, like, from this angle. It just looks really cool. I think maybe coming around this corner right here might be a good screenshot. There was actually probably a way better screenshot on the way, and we just didn't do it, so, you know. It's got a bunch of tank cars over there, a bunch of orange and blue tank cars. I don't know if there's a color, like, distinguishment thing, like, if, like, blue holds a certain type of commodity and orange, you know, same way, but they're colorful. What do you think of this, like, cab view? Like, does anyone like this? Like, this is, like, the classic cab ride, like, viewpoint, which is why I like it. That's why I think I like it so much. Like, if you're riding jump seat on a train or something, this is usually this view that you're getting. Okay. So, I'm going to, let's see, wasn't in dynamic, I was just kind of idling. Oh, I had the brakes on too. Goodness gracious. Man, I had the brakes on and we were still rolling like that. That was... wow, okay. Probably don't need the cab light anymore. We can get that. Makes it way darker, actually. But, okay. So, let's see. We need to start thinking about this constructively here. That switch is probably good. I mean, what, do we turn the bell on? I feel like that's what you do here. If you have a bell, you turn it on right here through the crossings. This doesn't seem like the kind of country where you, like, blow your horn at the crossing. Also doesn't really seem like the kind of country where, like, you're even blowing the horn at crossings either, but, you know. I wish the crossings were a little bit more, like, audit, like, head flashers and stuff. That would be kind of cool. Alright, so we should probably stop before this next switch, because that's the one that starts taking us to, like, the G yard and all that, and I think we might be using that. So we'll go ahead and set the brakes. We're going to bring it to a stop right here. And then we'll start consulting our little doodad. Well, did I follow the switch? I don't think so. I think we're good. Okay, so we need to start figuring out what we're doing here. We know that we started with B1. That's the first track we went to, and then we just kind of went in order. So B1 is what's going to be the first cut of cars on our train. That's what we're tied on to, and it's going to go to the G yard, which is maybe where that slug is, going towards where that slug is at. That's going to be the last thing we drop off then. Okay, and then the next track was B4, and B4 is going to go to the E yard, which is that yard. All right, well, that's fine though. We can make that happen, I guess. So where does the last cut go? The one that came from B6. Oh my god, really? It says the C yard? Where's the C yard even at? It's that one over there, right? Where the cranes are at? Yeah, right? Oh, that's like way out of the way. Okay, hold on. We need to consult the map. Why does the map look like that? Okay. Okay, so no. The C yard is behind us over here then. So it's like wherever that, like behind that pirate ship or whatever it is. And then that's the switch there for the E, and the G yard comes back over that way. Okay. Okay, so G yard is first. Like that's what we're tied on to. E yard is the next cut, and then C yard is the last. So okay, that's not bad then. So then what we'll do is the switches are all good, I guess. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to pull up towards the E yard, just enough to clear into the C yard, and we'll shove the back of our train into its track to spot. Then when we pull forward, the E's are on the end, so we can pull those into E yard, into the track we need to go into, and drop those, so we'll make a cut. And then all we have to do is pull forward, and the G's will be tied onto the head end, and then we can shove those into the G yard from the other side. So that's actually not bad at all. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's not bad. For what it is, we can make that happen pretty easily here if I can get the switches lined up properly. That one was already good. Those ones are definitely not. We need to figure out what track we need to go into, so I gotta go back to this darn manual thing here. So we need to go to E. A, B, C, D, E. Where did I say? What track was it? E8. E8I. And so that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. No, that was right. And that's right. So E8I. So we go right through there. I'm out the other side. Let's see. So we should. I don't think we need to really worry about these ones. Okay. Okay, so then we should be lined to go into 8. And we're going to pull this train forward, and then we're going to go back into the C yard. So we'll get that next. So let's do that. Let's start making our way that way. All right, this might be a move we need to do with the remote, so it'll be kind of hard to see what's going on. I guess we can see from here right now where the cars are still rounding that corner there, so we can at least make sure we're going the right way going into E-Yard. Yeah, like if this should work out pretty well then. So as long as we didn't miss anything, which I don't think we did. Look good so far. Back this way. Man, we're still rounding that curve. My gosh, this is a lot of stuff. This is the longest and heaviest train that I've handled so far. I think maybe we need to look at it from this side now. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna go ahead and set a light brake right now. Light brake application. I can still see that we're rounding the curve, so we can't be that far just yet. There, looks like that's the rear of our train, so we're coming up now. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to a stop. We're going to use the remote for the rest of this part here, so I'm going to go down, teleport to the rear end, because we should probably have just been there anyways. Climb over top. Okay, so we need to go into, I think, this switch. So we still got a ways to go. We can come back up now. Ooh, that's not good. So we're running out of... We have battery, we don't have range. Well, that's not helpful whatsoever. Okay, so let me move up a little bit until we get back into range. What if we... Let's see, where is the cut at? This is the last track, and it looks like 084. We tied on to 598 probably, so 480, or that's 406. That's not on this list, so okay. I'm just trying to think how we're going to do this. Let's brake. We can pull up the train brake there. That would have been helpful. 406. It has to be part of this group. That's a lot of cars. There it is, 406. So, yeah, if we're gonna have to like teleport up. I'm thinking if we like find the cut, like what car was it? 598. If we can find 598, then we would be able to just like, that's the car, isn't it? 598. I keep getting closer and closer to it. That's the car. So this is the last car, and we can just kind of watch it from back here. I think we should have enough signal to the head end, so we just kind of yeah, like we'll just watch it from here, and I think that actually might do it. Okay, so then we can go into our little book right here. Back to the main one, and then let's see, we can line this switch towards the C-Yard. Let us line it, so that I think is good. I think that means that we're clear of the switch. And then we come in, I think that's the, yeah, so we got to go that way. Then that way's good. C2 is there, so the middle track. So that would mean we're lined up, and we don't have to worry about like messing with the, and we still got signal range, which means I can just kind of shove at this point. I guess I could just verify Oops. Well, I don't know what that did, but yeah. I think that way I can just kind of verify that we did actually clear the switch and all. Cool. So we got that. That way, you know, we're not messing around too much with like having to backtrack, because there are a lot of moves that need to take place in this little piece. So that looks good there. So we're good to go all the way in. Back to first person. And we need to go to the reverse. Reverse. Throttle up. Brake off. And we're standing on the car that'll be the last car going into that track. So the cut will be made here. It's still acting like it doesn't have a good reach, but I think it does, because there's like a little bar there. We still got bars, so it's just acting weird. It's just acting weird, that's all. Just glitching out on me. Yeah, so like the fact that we're putting these rails over to the dock, that tells me like obviously Derail Valley, like as a country, is exporting its steel somewhere, going somewhere. Kind of answers the question from earlier, I guess. There's a roundabout. I didn't notice that before. Yeah. Little roundabout right there. We're doing 20, and I'm going to go ahead and back off that throttle because it just feels like we'll start going like downgrade into the, well, I mean, I'm sure it's probably just a level, but it feels like you'd be going downgrade towards the water. I think that's just a feeling. Do a light brake. There's my DH4. Need to get that thing rescued and back on the rails. Did we go down the right track? We did. Okay, cool, because otherwise we'd be shoving those tank cars right into the water. That would be an environmental disaster. Maybe this isn't a dock. I don't know. Meanwhile, the little kitten's been pretty quiet, which is suspicious. It's always suspicious when your animals are acting quieter than normal. I got the adult, the big one, is behind me right now, sitting on my chair, on my computer chair. I'm using my wife's computer chair, which is actually way more comfortable than mine, so I don't know. That's a thing. The thing I didn't really think about. Didn't realize that she had the more comfy chair. Okay, so we just need to go like one more car length. I'm either going to have to steal her chair or I'm going to have to get a comfier chair, like a more comfier chair than she has. Like, we cannot have that. Okay, so just verify one more time. This is the 598, so that's correct. We need to close the air off, and we need to get the coupler off this thing, so that's good. Okay, so now, like, range shouldn't be an issue with our remote, which is great news. So the next move now is going to be to cut away. The next move now is going to be to pull these cars, which are the cars going into the E yard, into that E8 track. So we're dragging these all the way up and then into the E yard and cutting those away. How I'm going to do this move is I'm going to wait until we clear into that track, and then I'll stop it there at that point. Because once we're in the clear there, then in theory, you know, the computer knew how many cars fits to that track, and then we can just go up to the other end and make our cut. Hopefully make our cut in the right spot. And then we just have to shove over to the G yard. And once we've done that, we will have this whole deal complete, which was actually not bad. It was quite a painless move here. Like, everything kind of fit just into the right spot. Like, if we had put the train together any different way, it may not have worked out as nicely as this did. Like, we actually kind of set ourselves up unknowingly for, like, the perfect setup here. Are we going into the right track? I think so. Yeah, because the tank cars were the... Yeah. Okay. At some point, we're going to come over here and grab this slug. We rescued the slug in a different video. And now we have it, so we just need to get it, like, integrated into my consist of DE6s here. I love the DH4, but the DE6s just, they're sort of like an insurance policy. If I have a bunch of them with me, and I don't have to worry about any, like, running, like, stalling out on a grades, which just ends up costing you more time to have to double the grade and do all sorts of weird stuff. So, and we're past it. Cool. And we'll just verify 201 was our E track, right? Yeah, okay. 201's the E track. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then let's see, what's 084 is the, no, wrong. 569 is the first G car. And 201 was the 165 will be the last E car, so 165. All right, so we'll teleport up. See how close we are now. That's 069. So that was 069, so that was... 069 is where? Oh, we got a ways... No, hold on. 069. 165. There we go, 165. So 165 is the last E car, and then this should be the first. 569 should be the first G car. Or last G car, I guess, whatever. So that's good, that's correct. We already tied down. Handbrake's on the other side. So we can hop on the rear end of this cut. And, all right, cool. So, good. And now we can go to the G yard, which, G, what was that track? G5. Okay, so we gotta go to G5. Oh, that's not G, that's E. That's F. I don't know my alphabet, apparently. G5. I think that covers the G yard, so glad we got that taken care of. Oops. I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong key again. I do that way too much. I'm trying to hit the F and the G are really close. You're either throttling down or you're hopping or you're teleporting somewhere else. So kind of like a roll of the dice. So we need to clear whatever switch is next there, and then we can go down the right track. Go down that track, and that should take us to... That there takes us up to like a weird dead end. That was where the slug was at. Like, that branch line has no other use, I don't think, other than to store the slug. So... where are you at? There you are. You need to go that direction. I like how I can just kind of walk along this flat car, and that one needs to go. Okay, so now we can start the shove move. Wait, do I have that wrong? This is the F yard. Yeah. Yeah, we messed that up, didn't we? We didn't go far enough. We didn't go far enough. Yeah, I messed that up completely. Okay. That's fine. We're doing it now. I completely got that wrong. That far track over there, that's the one that goes up to where the slug is stored. This track is the one we need. I had that correct the first time around. And I didn't believe myself, but that's fine. It was we corrected quickly for this. Could have been worse. And now I'm going to do my normal on-brand type of control, which is full throttle, balls to the wall, and they're okay, yeah, so we're good there. Just gonna redline it into this yard over here because now that I've messed up, I'm gonna get sloppy. We're getting so close to the end right here. It was G5. That's the track we need to go into. So let's see. I think we're lined up properly. It was like one track over from like the main. So I think we're going into the right one. Yes, perfect. Off that brake just a little bit. We're going to coast into the yard here. Good and good. Yep. Yeah, no more mistakes. We've had a few switching errors today, which is to be expected because it's called Derail Valley for a reason. I can hop off right here. Just let the whole thing kind of slide right into the track, and then we'll be good. Can turn this all in. And that should be like a substantial sum of money that we're making off of this. Yeah. Full throttle, full brake, right on brand. That's how we do things. There is no in between. Yeah, whatever, we'll let it hang. Handbrake. Cannot forget the handbrake or we will not get paid. Okay, that is done. We have cut away. We can now teleport ourselves to the station office, which is over here, right? Yeah, we go here, and then we go over here to the station office, and I don't know, did we like grab the, we like grab this, like the top of that door and swung ourselves in? Okay, we have 3 to turn in here. So we got the first one done, and that one was pretty good. We got a bonus, right? No bonus? Dang, no bonus on that one. No, we did get a bonus. 22,000 in a bonus. That's amazing. Cool. Collect that, and then this one. Wow. Nice. Okay. That is a lot of money. We can cover our fees now, which are not a whole lot either. 5,000 on the one, 2,900 on the other. Like I say, it's not terrible. Not terrible. We can do that. We can do that. So we're going to go ahead and pay down our fees. Right? Am I not? What? You could save money on this fee by servicing the... What am I doing? Why is this a touchscreen now? Why am I... okay, confirm. You could save money on this fee by servicing this vehicle manually. Press confirm to continue or cancel to go back. Okay. Manual service. I don't understand what that does. What does manual service do? And does it even explain it? It probably doesn't explain it too much. How much is manual service? I own manual service. Well, how do I, like... I don't understand. I don't own the vehicle, so I can't. I own a C217? I'm not going to worry about... Why would it be... I have to figure out what manual service does. I'm just going to go ahead and pay off the fee, I think, for today. And then I'll worry about what it does later, I guess. I don't know how it works, so... It's like it doesn't want me to pay it. Okay, we'll figure the manual service out later. Anyway, that was a show. Huh, wow. A whole ton of freight all delivered to the harbor, and now we are, you know, kind of squared away with everything. What a move coming back down into this yard and just like completely having everything just set up for us just to make a quick couple moves, and everything got delivered. Like, that was amazing. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end it here, and we'll do another one soon. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.